This conference will now be recorded.
Amal, you can start.
Okay, ma'am. A very good afternoon to one and all gathered here with us in this grand virtual conference about emerging trends on artificial intelligence in Industry 4.0. Myself, Kamar, and I'm happy to be welcoming you guys here on behalf of Department of Computer Science, Engineering and Information Technology. It's a glad welcome we bring to you this afternoon, filled with desires, hopes, and dreams we all share. Many of you have made huge effort to join us today, and we are deeply appreciative. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, without any further ado, let's get into the session. Prayer should be the key of the day and the lock of the night. I'd like to call upon Ms. Swati to grace the event with Lord's word, followed by the special prayer. Swati, over to you.
Bible reading, Psalm 1. Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel, the wicked, or stand in the way of sinners, or sit in the seat of mockers. But his delight is in the law of Lord, and as his law he meditates day and night. He like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruits in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever he does prospers. Not so the wicked, they are like chaff the wind blows away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked will perish. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks to be God. Good afternoon to one and all present here. Today's special prayer. God of grace, we open our hearts, minds, and souls to worship to you. Thank you that today we will in your kingdom and live in your presence. Thank you that as we gather together, we join with all of them across the world to glorify your holy name. Come be with us, inspire us, and lead us in our time together. We ask all this in the beautiful name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Swati. I feel great pleasure in welcoming our ever amazing Dr. G. Boneshwari, head of the department for CSE and IT, to address the gathering.
Thank you, Kamar. A very good afternoon to one and all connected here. It's a great pleasure indeed for me to welcome you to the International Virtual Conference on Emerging Trends on Artificial Intelligence in Industry 4.0, organized by Loyola Institute of Technology, Chennai, India, in association with Open Power IBM Systems. Our college, Loyola Institute of Technology, is a Christian minority institution of higher technical education founded by Reverend Father Dr. J.E. Arulraj, which has been established and managed by the Sisters of DMI in the year 2003, with the mission of providing quality technical education to the student community. Our college is approved by AICTE, New Delhi, and affiliated to Anna University, Chennai. The departments of IT and CSE has been started in the year of 2006 and 2007 respectively. So far, 10 batches of students have been graduated and well placed in various companies in and around India. With a small intro, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our management, Reverend Father Dr. J.E. Arulraj, founder and chairman, Reverend Sister Teresa, correspondent, Reverend Sister Arul Selvi, administrator, for accepting our request to conduct this international conference and giving a moral support for us. I would like to welcome our beloved principal, Dr. Sujata Jamuna Anand, who is a person motivated as then and there in all aspects, especially in this pandemic. And she is the backbone of this conference. It's my privilege to welcome our session chair, Mr. Ritina Kumar, professor in Department of Information and Communication, Dong S University, South Korea. He is also student advisor and Embassy of India, Seoul, South Korea. I welcome you, sir. And we are very grateful to Mr. Ritina Kumar for accepting our invitation and marking his presence here. Next, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all my colleagues for their endless efforts taken in this conference. Last but not least, I welcome all the participants in different categories who are excited to present their idea and views on the topic of discussions. I guarantee that the conference will be productive and worth your precious time. Have a good day. Thank you. Over to Kamar.
Thank you for your warm greetings, ma'am. Now I would like to call upon Ms. Geeta Rani, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, to introduce the chairperson.
My audio is not audible.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am very much privileged to introduce our session chairperson, Professor Ratina Kumar, Department of Information and Communication at Dong S University. He has 20 years of experience in teaching at various universities in India and abroad. He obtained his PhD in Computer Science and Engineering and completed Masters in CHENNAI University, Chennai. His area of interest is machine learning, recommended IoT, smart devices, cloud computing, mobile computing, crowd computing, medical information technology, e-health, distributed OS, distributed network, software engineering, software testing, and computer software. He is a member of International Editorial Board and reviewer in IIBC and IJASC International Journal, South Korea, and also acting as a research committee member, South Korea. He is also a student embassy of India, Seoul, South Korea. Once again, sir, I welcome you to this international conference. Over to Kamar.
Thank you for the brief introduction of our chief guest, ma'am. And now we have our guest speaker, Professor Ratna Kumar, Donghae University, South Korea, who is here today with us. Sir, it's a pleasure having you here with us today. I would like to invite you to deliver the keynote address to the gathering.
Thank you, madam. Good afternoon to everyone. It gives me an immense pleasure to address the International Virtual Conference on Emerging Trends in AI 2021. So first, I would like to thank the founder, father, correspondent, the administrator, and principal, Dr. Sujata Jamuna Anand, and the department head, G. Bhuvaneshwari, and the organizing committee for inviting me to the International Virtual Conference. I wish all the participants the very best and the organizer to conduct this event a big success. So first, I would like to give you a simple talk about the COVID, how South Korea has controlled the COVID situation. And the second talk is a small talk about the higher education in South Korea. So first, I will start with how South Korea controlled the COVID situation in an emergency with the high end. So South Korea is being successful so far in containing the COVID disease with the help of AI and advanced technology. So here, few major concepts how they controlled using advanced technology and AI for the coronavirus controlling. So the first one is developing the testing kit. So South Korea is the first nation to develop the testing kit in a short period of time for testing COVID positive or negative. The second one is smart quarantine information system. And by using mobile phone technology data for contact tracing. And the fourth one is about AI, artificial intelligence, for improving diagnosing efficiency of the patient classifications. The next one, they have controlled using mobile apps for information sharing. And finally, about using the smart city, they have controlled the coronavirus. The first one, fast developing testing kit. How they done the testing kit? So thanks to the artificial intelligence, without AI, it is not possible for them to invent the testing kit. So the first company is called Sung Hee Company, who have developing the testing kit under 3 weeks. So to develop a testing kit in a short time will not possible without AI, artificial intelligence. The second thing is about smart quarantine in South Korea. So here, the quarantine information system was put in after the MERS disease outbreak in 2015, even before this coronavirus outbreak. So here, the quarantine is very much facilitate for travelers inbound and outbound. So they need to be quarantined in a South Korea quarantine facility center for 14 days. It's a mandatory. So they have control using self quarantine as well as mandatory quarantine system to control the coronavirus. And the next one is about mobile phone technology for controlling or contacting the person who has been infected. So for officials using location of data from mobile phones, credit card transaction records and CCTV footage to trace the test people who might been recently come into contact with the infected persons. In many places, detailed maps are published showing the precise movement of infected people, encouraging others who thought they might been in contact with the infected person to seek out testing for the coronavirus. And the fourth case is about the fourth major reason how to control the corona is using artificial intelligence. So the AI improves diagnostic efficiency and the patient's classification. So according to the Korea Disease Control Center, established the name called KCDC, the system which categorized confirmed cases into 4 categories of coronavirus people. One is about mild, and the second one is about moderate person, and the third one is severe, and the fourth one finally is very severe. The AI-based tool that are being used in the category to control the coronavirus enables quick diagnosis and classification of patients. Each category receives different treatment and it admits to different facility according to the severity of the cases. And the moving on to the fifth one is about mobile app for information sharing. So how they share the information using mobile applications. So many mobile applications have been very quickly developed in the country outbreak of the virus. They have provided useful for information sharing to advise and inform the public. For example, one mobile has been developed to direct those who developed symptoms to the nearest available testing stations. Another can indicate the nearest point of purchase of different kits for as well as a mask available system. Then using a public chat robot using AI techniques is being used to inform on the ways of responding coronavirus. And the other AI-based voice robot automatically calls people who need attention. And make use of smart city hub, where the major Republic of Korea cities are all smart cities. So the investigation during the outbreak was able to use the data hub of the smart city to trace the peoples, particularly for tracing patients who have been affected and they traveled through the routes. So these are the major factor where the South Korea government uses to control the coronavirus. So this is about a short talk, a free talk about how the South Korea has been controlled coronavirus situations using the advanced technology as well as AI algorithms. And the next one I would talk about higher education in South Korea. So how to pursue higher education in South Korea. So South Korea has a different system from India. The first one is they have been calling graduate and undergraduate, postgraduate, like that thing. So we have here the system is MSc, and the second one is we have higher education is PhD, doctorate or postdoctorate researchers. For considering MSc in studying in South Korea or pursuing in South Korea, it is about 2 to 3 years course. So in India we have 2 years course, but in Korea we have 3 years course, because the students who are coming to South Korea, they need to learn Korean language for a semester or 2 semesters. So that's why they need 2 to 3 years to complete the master degree. Same as well as for the PhD degree also. So here they have different categories how they admit and how to receive scholarship from the Korean government. So Korean government have various scholarship organizations to provide scholarship to the international students, which is called Korea Government Scholarship, KGS, Korean Government Scholarship. So for applying the Korean Government Scholarship, you need to check the university's websites first. Whenever you go into the university websites, we have to ignore the Korean language, then switch out to the English language, where you can find different departments with the different labs. So another thing is you can apply directly through internet to the university's professors first. First, you need to find your professor as well as the department which you are interested to pursue your master's or doctorate degree. So for that, you need to select the professor from the university website. The professor's information will be given properly, contact numbers, emails, and other related information about the professors. So you can send the email to the professor directly that you are interested to pursue a master or a doctorate degree in the university. So for that, what are the mandatory things you need to, or documents you need to have? The first one is, it is not a mandatory in South Korea. First, you need to have a IELTS or TOEFL scores. In South Korean university, mostly they prefer IELTS score. It's not a mandatory, but it adds an advantage for your admissions. So the score may be a normal or average score. For example, you can have 5.5 in IELTS, 5.5 or 6 in IELTS score. In the TOEFL, you can have 45 to 59 score or 60 to 78 scores. It will be eligible. You don't want a very high score in these examinations. You can have an average score, and it's add an advantage for your admissions. So here, the next thing is about to obtain master degree, you need to earn 24 credits to obtain the master degree. So for a subject, it is 3 credits. For PhD degree, you need to have 36 credits to complete the PhD with some publications. So here, one subject contains 3 credits. So you can earn 3 credits from only one subject. So maximum credit for a semester is 12 credits. So that you can apply, or you can study 4 subjects per semester. Then you have different system about credits in India also. I don't know exactly about how the credit system is going on in India, or percentage of scores. So here you can score, or you should have 80% for applying the Korean government scholarship, 80% of the undergraduate score. Or you can have the credit system in Korea, or CGPA system in Korea is about 5 or 4.5 or 4.3 or 4 in Korea, CGPA system. I think in Indian we have 10 or something like that in CGPA system. So you should have 2.3 out of 5 or 2.91 out of 4.5, or you should have 2.8 out of 4.3, or 2.464 out of 4 CGPA in Korea to achieve or to admit in a university. So I'm not sure about the exact system what is going on CGPA in India, but in Korean system they have 5, 4.5, 4.3, and 4. These are the CGPA system in Korea. So minimum you should have 80% of your total score to get admitted in South Korean university with the full scholarship. And other things about, as I said before, first how you should apply the process. One, first you select the university, then you inside the website you can find the 2 languages. One is Korean. Whenever you enter in a university website, it will display only in Korean. So you select another option in English, then you find the department as well as professor. The professor is the main person or a key person for admitting postgraduate or doctorate students. So here, first you select a department which you are interested to do a master or PhD degree. Then send an email to the professor with your profile or a cover letter with your resume. Then you should patiently wait for 2 to 4 weeks whether the professor willing to admit you or not. He will reply you. Whenever you didn't get a reply, you cannot force him to do a reply. So you can apply another professor in another university. So you should not apply same university with a different professor. So you should be very careful while you're applying. So you are thinking that you can apply in a computer science department, IT department, or some other department. So sometimes if the professor meet each other, they will talk about how the students, how you're going to recruit the students and where your students are from. So that time, if the professor willing to take 2 professors are willing to take a same student, then it will be a embarrassing moment for them. So it is better to choose first a department and a professor and send an email. Then you get a notification. Then remaining things the university will take care of the admission process. The scholarship, without the scholarship, it's very difficult to pursue education in South Korea. So it will be very helpful if you have this full scholarship and you are admitted through their full scholarship program from the Korean government scholarship, which is called as KGS, Korean Government Scholarship. You can search over the internet, that is Study Korea, and you download the all proper information from the website regarding the admission. And this is about, up to my knowledge, I have been explained about the higher education in Korea. So if you want a further personal informations or about guidance about admission in Korea regarding masters and doctorate degree, you can send an email to me. I will respond to you. I'll try to help you to get admitted through South Korea. Another very important thing is you should be very you should be very much interested in Korean language. Otherwise, it is little difficult to pursue a degree here. Whenever you first admitted, your first course will be a Korean language course. You should go through the Korean language course and you should get through a level 3 passed in the Korean language proficiency. We call as TOPIK. So test of proficiency in Korea, we call as TOPIK. So you should go through up to 3 levels. So it will take up to 6 months to 1 year to complete the levels for pursuing master. So it is a mandatory to go through the or study or enroll in a Korean language course whenever you get a Korean scholarship fund. Without scholarship, it is very expensive in Korea. So this is about my knowledge about education in Korea. I have helped a few students through Indian Embassy, like guiding the universities or how to select the professors, how to send a cover letters to the professors, how to receive the information from the universities. So you don't want to worry about some intermediate person to contact. So whenever you find the course is apt for you or a professor is apt for you, you can directly send an email to the professor as well as the university. They will respond properly. They will help you and they will guide you throughout the admission process to pursue your degree or a doctorate degree. Thank you very much. And is there any questions about admission? You can ask now. Thank you, madam. Hello.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for letting us know about how South Korea controlled COVID-19 with high-level technology. Plus, you explained us about how we can get into the higher education in South Korea. Thanks for explaining it briefly, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. If any students have any queries regarding the admission, they can send an email or I can help them through the email. So please send, let me know anyone interested in pursuing higher education in South Korea, as well as those people who are completing masters, they can apply for doctorate degree in South Korea with the full scholarship or partial scholarship in South Korea. So I wish all the students, I wish them very best of luck and all the very best for them for pursuing the higher education as well as for their future. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there
Thank
any
you, sir.
PDF program can be done in South Korea, sir?
Definitely, ma'am. For the same process for PhD, as well as you need to go to the university websites and you need to find the labs. Labs are very much important in South Korea. The total education system is different in South Korea comparing to the India, because the masters and doctorate and postdoc, they need to work in the lab. It's not like a 9 to 6 classes. So you should find a professor. He will admit into your lab, and he will fix your lab position or a lab work allocated to you. So you, side by side, you need to take some classes, as well as you need to publish papers, as well as you need to work in research funded projects. So it's not like 9 to 5 class sessions. You should be here in the university from 9 to maybe up to 6, or even maybe up to 11, 10 at the midnight to complete your work. So it's purely depends on only the professor. So you find a professor related to your, for example, if you want to apply for a postdoc, you need to find a university as well as a professor. Then you can apply with your resume and as well as cover letter to the professor. If he has a sufficient fund for your project, you can join with them as a postdoctorate.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry, ma'am, I can't explain more briefly if you find free time.
Problem. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Go to Kamar.
And the most awaited movement is here. Now we will have the paper presentation by our future techies. I'd like to invite Ms. Gunjan Bhatnagar and Mr. S. Navanithan to present their paper.
Dear participants, kindly turn on your camera while you are giving a presentation. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, kindly unmute your mic. We couldn't. Ma'am, unmute your mic, ma'am. Ma'am, we couldn't hear you. No, ma'am. It's not audible. Kamar, we can move on to the next batch, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, please check your connectivity, ma'am.
Ma'am, it's working perfectly all right.
Right. Now only we are getting.
Hello,
Right.
am I
Ah,
audible now?
yeah. Yeah. Now only you are audible. Okay, you
Yeah,
can proceed.
yes. Yeah, very good afternoon to each and everybody. Yeah. A very good afternoon to each and everybody, to the chairperson of this conference. Myself, Gunjan Bhatnagar from Devbhoomi Group of Institution, Dehradun. Today I'm going to present my topic, that is wireless body area network. See, as of today, due to the distance, we are working with wireless network because in wired medium, we require wires to attach the device. We use an air integer radio signal. Yes. See, as of today, due to distance, we are working with wireless network because in wired network medium, we require wires to attach the device. We use air integer radio signals to transmit the data from one point to another. Intelligent mobile communication network and wireless LAN Wi-Fi are applied to various sectors such as education, healthcare, and in different fields also. Today, I'm going to explain wireless body area network, how we are going to implement the sensor chip into the and on the body, that is the wearable devices through which we can detect and monitor the patient remotely. In this paper, I have given idea of three-tier architecture as well as different protocols and different technology which will be very much suited to healthcare system, and it's a low cost devices also. Wireless network of wearable computing devices connected to a cloud network in and around the human body to service the various types of application. Here I am representing IEEE, that is 802.15 protocol. Basically, it established a task group called 802.15.6. This standards define a MAC, that is medium access control layer, that supports several physical layers such as narrowband, ultraband, and human body communication layer. Basically, wireless body area network, it senses biological, physical, chemical changes of your body, and it's already mentioned that we have to capture the person's blood pressure, body sugar, and ECG, and through that we are going to monitor. If in any in case of emergency, it directly go to the main center, and from that person to the next and to the next, and it will immediately the get the benefits of healthcare. WBN is very effective solution in this area, especially healthcare. Here, patient need to be monitored remotely. I've just shown the pictures through which I've like included my paper, in which we have Zigbee as a personal, and we have various protocols through which we are monitoring the patient. It may be a wearable, it may be a chip, and through that it will be broadcast to each and every device, and the patient get the benefits of the things. In WBN, we have a consist of two parts, that is in body area and on body area network. While talking about in body, we have radio frequency communication between immersive sensor node implanted inside human body. And while talking about on body area network, we have like you can say wearable sensor nodes, ISM, and ultra wearable band, that is 2.4.26 gigahertz. And we have a fast processor. Here I'm presenting a three-tier architecture, in which we have first, that is known as the inter, and second tier is known as intra, and the third tier is beyond the things. As of today, we know WBN common architecture consists of three tier. I've already explained. The intra-band band communication, and interband communication, and beyond band communication. Intraband communication denotes the communication among wireless body sensors and the master node of WBN. That is the first one, the person I've shown, that is tier 1. Interband communication involve communication between the master node and the personal device, such as notebook, or you can say home service robots, and so on. Beyond, that is the third tier, the personal devices to the internet communication between different parts of supported by several technologies such as Bluetooth. IEEE 802.15.4.6 was designed specially for WBN application while responding to the majority of the requirement. Here, it looks less performing in some cases in comparison with other technology like WBN, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and mobile networks can be a solution for constraint some types of application. Here, I have briefly defined what is the first tier, second tier, and the third tier. We have already introduced Zigbee. Zigbee is you can say IEEE 802.1.4 high network level communication protocol used to create PAN, that is personal area network, with small low power digital radios, which will be really very helpful for the patient. Such for the home and medical devices and data collection. It has low power, you can say low bandwidth needs, close proximity means the personal area network means the patient is having a family members, they can easily monitor the patient's situation first of all, then the things is going beyond the second tier and the third tier. Zigbee is defined as a rate of 250 gigahertz kilobytes per second. Then we have IEEE 802.154. That is the protocol which I have defined for MAC layers that support several physical layers such as the narrowband, ultra wideband, and human body communication layer. Then we have a Bluetooth low energy, which is used for short range, and you can easily like operate on this. It has having 2.4 gigahertz ISM band processing, 79 channels, and it's require low energy technology supports to 1 Mbps. Then we have like introduced ANT, that is a lightweight protocol, and you can use Sensum. It's its on-body health monitoring application. We have also required ultra power consumption because it's readily available, because we are implementing in body and out body. So natural, so it's but natural that we do require some low power consumption products which will not be harmful for the patient in a future era. You can say Zarlink is a radio transmitter chip which is already inbuilt in that, and I can say along with all this technology in a single chip, we can monitor the patient's information readily. Now we have various advantages of WBN, that is its use in military security purpose, and for like you can use if a person, military person, is having some chronic disease or its blood pressure or something goes off and on, it's directly send a message to the particular person. Then we have some disadvantages of this, like we multiple devices require, lack of integration sensors, and really if somebody is saying it will be costly, I don't think it will be costly, it will be cheap, because the products we are using, it's of low cost. Then overcoming the disadvantages of wireless network, we have a microfabrication rule, that is discomfort with the wired network between the sensors. Then we have wireless communication or high level network protocol. So here I'm showing some a few of application, like the like it's shown, if a person is moving his angle to 90-degree, and in the second we have a cricket angle of wrist containing constraints. So we can use sensor in different type of applications. We have showing this particle of the body in the biodegradable message. Here the ladies wearing a hat consists of transmitter, processor, and batteries, and you can say here are the various applications in for medical purpose, for vital. You can use link beside monitors, several networks in range, and fitness monitoring can be done through this. Like today, each and everybody is wearing the watch, through that a temperature, their BP, their oxygen level, each and everything could be monitored. Then we have wearable audios. Like I've shown the ladies wearing, you can play the music, you can hands free or remotely access the things. So see, I can say WBN is going to be a very good in terms of medical and in other applications also. uh, this is the security for that particular devices. What we require, that is CIA concept. CIA is basically confidentiality, integrity, and authentication, and we have to include each and everything in that particular sensors or the chap. Through that we can be very much sure that data is not going to be leaked from that particular sources. So here like future scope, we can go with the Android platform also to deploy this low energy sensors to different like a person's body. That's all from my side. Any questions? Yes, any
Ma'am,
questions?
ma'am, is sensors are very harmful to us when you are wearing various kind of sensor devices?
Ma'am, see,
Is it
we are
harmful?
using a low bandwidth. Yes. See, we are using a very low bandwidth, and like I don't think it will be very harmful to the particular person's body.
If you are using one device, it's not a issue. But if you are using more than 10 devices to for particular task, means it will get some something happened will be done in body. No. So what is
Uh,
a remedy for this kind of aspect?
See, what I'm going to represent in my paper, that I'm going to insert only one chip including each and everything, and through that we are going to monitor, because it's very much clear if you are using multiple sensors, multiple like wearables, it will be really going to be harmful.
Okay. How do you rectify it? How do you reduce the homeless?
Pardon?
How do you reduce the homeless? Do you have any idea about this?
No.
Oh, okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me chance. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next up, we have Miss R. Subhana to present her paper on prediction of lung disease using deep learning algorithm.
Ma'am, please allow me to share my screen. Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay, ma'am.
Rajashekar is now presenter, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Suguna Rajashekar.
Oh, so,
Is my PPT visible?
yeah.
Good afternoon, Manandal gathered here. So my topic is prediction of. Uh, please wait a minute, ma'am. Yeah. So my topic is prediction of lung disease using deep learning algorithms. The paper ID CS210918. So the abstract of the paper is lung disease is a term that refers to improper functioning of lungs, tuberculosis, pneumonia, lung cancer, etc. The infection can be bacterial, viral, or it may be from fungal infection. To predict the lung disease using chest X-ray images by using the deep learning technique. And here we have used the algorithms CNN, that is convolutional neural network, and inception neural network. The experimental result proves the improvement of prediction accuracy of INN model than the CNN model. The main objective of this paper is to identify the normal and diseased lungs using deep learning algorithms by using CNN and INN algorithms from the X-ray images of the patient. And the INN algorithm gives better accuracy than the CNN algorithm. Introduction. Nowadays, a large number of people are facing lungs problem. The deadly disease, actually COVID-19, that took lives of people, many people, which mainly affect the lungs. It would be easy if we have a system that identifies the infected lungs very exactly and even well in advance. There are nearly 32 types of lung diseases such as asthma, chronic disorder, influenza, pneumonia, etc. Lung disease is the third most leading killer in the world. To identify lung diseases, we need to use algorithms through which we can make classification, segmentation. And here, the neural networks plays an important role to predict the lung disease. And there are so many classification algorithms are widely used by the researchers, namely regression technique, k-nearest algorithm, decision tree, random forest, etc. This paper focuses on deep learning algorithms to classify the affected lungs. And we have done the literature survey. So these are all the papers we have made a literature survey to understand how to improve the accuracy of the prediction. And in the proposed methodology, we have used convolutional neural network and inception neural network to identify the affected lungs, and we are getting the accuracy of both the algorithms. And the features of CNN algorithm is it has 3 layers: kernel layer, pooling layer, and fully connected layer. And these layers helps to identify the features and classify the images. And here the kernel layer, which act like a filter, which removes, that is, which reduce the input size and deletes the unwanted features. And this algorithm, that is CNN algorithm, classify the images based on its categories. So because each image, it has different kinds of categories and attributes, and this algorithm classify the images based on the category. We have given some testing data. Based on the testing data, so it will classify the images. Sorry, training data. Based on the training data, the algorithm will classify the images. And the kernel matrix is formed to analyze and classify the images, like sharpen the image and make the edge detection. And the polling layer, so it pulls the input values as a matrix value, and the fully connected layer, which reads the input matrix value and gives the output. And the features of INN, so which is an inception neural network, and it is an advanced version of CNN, which make a future extraction by automatically forming the layers. All the images in the data set are processed only with the numerals 0 and 1, that is binary numbers. So here the sequence of zeros and ones are noted to classify the images. And for our experimental setup, so the Python language is used for coding part, and the data were gathered from Gaggle repository, and we have given total of 4,500 images, and we are making 60% of the images for training and 40% of the images for testing. And this is the result of our experimental of the algorithms. So this is the result of CNN, which produce 88% of accuracy, and this is a INN, which gives 92% of accuracy. So from the experimental setup, it is concluded that when compared to CNN, the INN model, which classify the affected lungs, well accurate. So these are all the reference papers. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, what is the
Yes,
difference between CNN and INN, ma'am?
Ma'am, actually INN algorithm, it is incorporated from the CNN itself, but here the INN algorithm, so which is fit for overfitting and computational and reduce the computational expenses. And when compared to CNN, so here we are using dimensionality reduction, so which gives a better accuracy for the prediction.
How do you reduce the dimensions, ma'am, in INN?
So
What
in
concept did you use?
Yes, ma'am.
What concept did you use in the INN to reduce the dimension?
Actually, in INN, it is derived from CNN. So all the 3 layers, that is that kernel, pooling, and one more layer, so which is also be present in INN also, which helps to reduce the dimensionality reduction.
Okay, good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
This is Ratnakumar.
Okay, sir.
Is this a research area, ma'am?
So my research area is data mining using machine learning.
Okay.
So now I am studying about the deep learning concept and trying to compare the 2 concepts, CNN and INN.
Okay, ma'am. So why you choose INN and CNN instead of machine learning for predicting this? Your output is prediction, right?
Yes, sir.
So why you choose INN and CNN over ML?
Because in machine learning, when we are giving unstructured a huge amount of data, so
Okay.
sometimes the sparsity and the scalability problem occurs. So
Okay.
while compared to machine learning, hope the deep learning algorithms may give better result.
Okay, you said another one. Second question is, you said
Okay.
you have separated 60 and 40, right? For training
Yes, sir.
60% of
Training.
data.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So how you choose the 60? Some people choose 50-50 or some people choose 80 and 20.
Yes.
So have you
So
tried with 80-20 as well as 50-50? It gives some variation in your result output prediction.
Definitely, sir. The percentage of training and testing data,
Okay.
it may be vary from researcher to researcher.
Okay.
So as per your suggestion, if you are varying the training and testing data percentage, the result may vary. But actually, I am not trying. So on my own, I
Oh,
am taking 60-40. So
okay.
we'll try in my future, sir.
Okay. My advice is to take 80-20, which
Okay,
gives
sir.
a
Okay,
precision
sir.
result comparing to
Okay.
60-40. It's
Okay,
my
sir. Okay,
advice.
sir.
Just you can
Okay,
try
sir.
with 80%.
Yeah,
And
sir.
another one,
Definitely.
and third question is, you said
Okay.
is a prediction.
Okay,
So
sir.
what kind of prediction finally your output comes? You said
That is
different types of lung disease, right?
yes,
Cancer
yes,
or chronic
yes, sir.
disease, something like that.
Yes, sir.
So what is your final decision about your prediction?
But here I am taking out of 4,500 images, I am taking
Okay.
only three types of lung diseases. One is
Okay.
COVID-19. So I was getting very less amount of images, and pneumonia. Another one is tuberculosis. So in my algorithm, I have applied only three types of lung disease, and the algorithm classify better.
Classify three type of disease, right? Whether
Yes,
it's a
sir. Yes, sir.
COVID or pneumonia or something like that,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
We should train the algorithm. I train the algorithm only for the prediction of those three diseases only.
Okay. Is there any image variations for these three diseases?
Yes, sir. So definitely. So if it is a tuberculosis disease, so mostly it will affect the entire lungs. But whereas in COVID-19 images, so based on the percentage, so it will affect only the certain part of the lungs.
Okay. So can you able to find the stages in the COVID images, ma'am, or in your algorithm? Can you
Okay,
able
sir.
to separate the stages?
No, sir. No, sir. Not
Oh,
it.
okay. Okay, man. That will be added advantage
Definitely,
if
sir.
your image identifies the stages. For
Stages. Okay.
example, severe, moderate, or very severe.
Yes, sir. Yes,
It
sir.
will
Yes,
be
sir.
very helpful for the patient to predict the disease.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. In future, I will try to incorporate.
That's a suggestion from me.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you. I wish you good luck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Over to Kamar.
May I now invite Mr. Sukesh and his team to present his paper?
Yeah, can you give me a second? I'm trying to share my screen. Sorry. Yeah, hi. I couldn't able to share my screen. Can you give me the access?
Sukesh,
Yeah,
can you share your PPT? I made you as a presenter.
yeah, 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to, but it is not enabling me. Have you given me the access? Because I'm trying. It's not happening. Can you see my screen? Hello.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good afternoon to one and all present here. I'm going to present a topic based on detection of diabetic retinopathy using CNN and computer vision technique. I'll give you a brief introduction about what is diabetic retinopathy. Diabetic retinopathy is a disease associated with diabetes. The people who are having the diabetes for a longer period of time. Sorry? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Diabetic retinopathy is a disease associated with people having diabetes for a longer period of time. When the person has a diabetes for, say, longer than 10 years, his eyes, lungs, and hearts are vulnerable to some kind of disease. The disease associated with eye is called diabetic retinopathy, which is causing because of diabetes. It is curable. It cannot be reversible, but it can be contained. Diabetic retinopathy needs a quick and faster action, and it's need to be detected at the early stage. So in this paper, I'm going to present a methodology to detect the diabetic retinopathy using a convolutional neural network. That is the goal of this paper. And diabetic retinopathy is a leading disease in the world right now, and it involves a clinical trial person to go through the clear procedures and steps over the retinal images to identify the whether the person has a diabetic retinopathy or not. Diabetic retinopathy severity level can be classified into 5 levels on the scale of 0 to 4. When a person is having no diabetic retinopathy, it comes under 0. When it is having a mild diabetic retinopathy, it comes under 1, and moderate, and so on. So in this paper, we have proposed a system using the diabetic retinal images, and we are using a convolutional neural network algorithm to define or give the person severity level based on their retinal images. And we have collected these data sets from the Arvind Eye Hospital, and we have used a convolutional neural networks to build the system. And we have done the existing literature survey on the diabetic retinopathy, and they have used a different systems. The difference from the existing system and us is we are using a image segmentation technique before feeding it to a convolutional neural network. That is our proposed system. The beauty of this convolutional neural network and the development in the computer vision made the way for developing these kind of techniques in medical field, we can say. So this is our architecture diagram. We are feeding the raw retinal images of a person, and we are pre-processing it and we are enhancing it before it is fed into the algorithm. And once the pre-processing is done, we are using a retinal segmentation technique, which is a famous algorithm, as we all know, a unit architecture. We are using a unit architecture to to separate the retinal features from the retinal images, and the separated retinal features are fed into the convolutional neural network. This technique has been proven to be giving more better results than using without an image segmentation with only convolutional neural network. So we propose a system using an unit architecture for image segmentation and training for convolutional neural network. It has achieved a better results, and we are planning to design a front-end system where the user or a people can upload a retinal image, and the system gives a result as whether the person has a what level of diabetic retinopathy, or the person never has a diabetic retinopathy. And this is the idea behind the system. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next up, may I have Miss S. Savita and her team to present her paper?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I want to share my screen.
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, screen sharing is not enabled, ma'am. Ma'am, screen sharing button is not enabled. Very good afternoon to one and all present in this meet. I am Miss Savita, assistant professor working as an assistant professor in the Department of CSE in KSR College of Engineering, Tiruchendur. Currently, I am doing my PhD work under the guidance of my HOD, Dr. Raji Kannan sir, in Anna University, Chennai. And today, I am going to present a topic on a comprehensive analysis of machine learning algorithms in diagnosis of chronic kidney disease. It's like a survey paper. Actually, what are all the kidney related algorithms in machine learnings are available and how to improve that kind of algorithms to get speed and accurate results. That is my work. So in short term, chronic kidney disease means it's a prolonging period of kidney disease. So it causes millions of deaths in elder ages, not on younger ages. In elder ages, it causes millions of deaths, and also people are lead to lot of economical losses. They are not unable to meet their medical expense during the failure of kidney. So in current scenario, out of elder people from the ages 65 to 74, out of 4 women, 1 woman has been affected by chronic kidney disease, and in men, out of 5 men, at least 1 man is affected by chronic kidney disease. And after the age of 75, it increases. The amount of average of affecting is increased. That is, 3 out of 5 has been affected because of chronic kidney disease. So what do you mean by chronic kidney disease? In the sense, the kidney is declining its work. That is, it's filtering the waste and fluids and creatinine, all the excessive or waste from our body and from our blood level. So when it stops working, surely our body get damaged. So what are all the end-stage kidney disease? In the sense, surely dialysis or kidney transplantation. Kidney transplantation is not a easy thing, and it's not a shop like product. We can get it from online or anything else. So it's highly cost effective, and also it's a lucky treatment. But dialysis, all are doing dialysis. So in each and every hospital, they are having dialysis centers, but they are costing very high amount of money. So the poor people are not able to get that much costly dialysis treatment. So what they are doing in dialysis, in the sense, they are artificially removing the waste products from the blood, and they are removing it. Then what are all the treatments available for kidney disease? In the sense, sorry, this is what the treatment for kidney disease. Here they are telling like what are all the main features of kidney disease analysis parameters. So we have to, at least we have to take a blood sample, and we have to calculate what amount of uh, um, creatinine level, glomerular filtration rate. So what levels of things are available in our blood, so that we can evaluate the functionality of kidney. So how far it's performing its work. Then, so there are many types of chronic kidney diseases: pyelonephritis, kidney stones, glomerulonephritis, polycystic kidney disease, acute renal failure, chronic renal failure, end-stage renal disease. So like these kinds of kidney diseases are there. And I already told glomerular filtration rate. So GFR rate is used to analyze how much the kidneys are performing well. So for analyzing this, we have to take the blood sample. In that blood sample, the age, sex, and their food habit in the sense their sugar level, BP level. So all these things are considered in that blood sample. So how this GFR rate shows the rate of affection in kidney. So if GFR rate is greater than or equal to 90, then the kidney is functioning normal. And if the GFR rate is functioning between 89 to 60, so our kidney is mildly affected. that is mildly reduced its functionality. And in stage 3A and 3B, if the GFR rate is from 59 to 30, okay, so it's going to moderate working, just moderate function only it can perform. Then in stage 4, from 29 to 15, only GFR rate is there. That is out of 100, it need to work up to 100% or at least above 90%. But when it work from 30 to 15, surely it's nearer to failure. And in stage 5, it's fully failure. So how do we see all these things are medical related terms? So how do we help them to recover with the help of computer science knowledge? In the sense, in earlier we have to take all the parameters of that blood sample, and we can predict either that person can have chronic kidney disease in future or not. So by the age of 30 or 40 itself, we can analyze and we can alert them so that they will not go to the end stage. At least with the stage of level 1 or level 2 itself, we can save somebody's life. For that, how we can improve our machine learning algorithms, that is my study. So far, what all the papers have been published in this regard, that is I'm going to tell. In Kaushal Sai Prasad paper, they have proposed a random forest algorithm and J48 and decision table algorithms to predict. That is, out of given features, they are getting some sample features, and randomly they are testing that features, and they are predict either chronic kidney disease is going to be built in our body, in their body or not. That is what they are going to say. In the same way, the following papers are used. In the first paper, Prasad paper, tenfold cross validation have been performed by them. That is tenfold in the sense we are taking a set of features. In that set of features, we are dividing features into 10 subsets, 10 subsamples. In other words, we can say it as 10 subsamples, and then those subsamples are given to your model, and we are predicting the outcome. So either the person is going to be affected or not. That is what they are taking. And after that, predictive mining technique, so that is done by Swati Baby et al. Professors. They have done it in among the people of Visakhapatnam. Around 690 instances have been taken by them, which is based on their food habit. So based on their food habit, how much their blood samples are reflected to have chronic kidney disease or to have a healthy kidney. So that they can come to survey statistics like, if we do this, we can have a better kidney, or if we do this, we may cannot have a better kidneys. So these are the papers, these are the algorithms, boosting and bagging techniques, XGBoost, SVM, random forest technique, simple gradient descent. These are all the algorithms so far they have visited. My idea is how to extract the features and apply the feature transformation techniques, and to get better features. See, in existing papers, they are generating random features, and they are generating random samples to train the model, and after that they are getting the results. So before taking the samples, we have to normalize the data. So that I'm going to do. In first method, they have used random forest technique. It's a kind of classification regression technique. In that they have used multiple algorithms. They used tenfold cross validation also. Here they have used chronic kidney disease data set. And in second one, prediction based food habits, in Visakhapatnam they have told this. Then SVM, support vector machine, it is also a classification model which is used to predict the output based on the selective input. And here in SVM, feature extraction techniques have been applied. And these are all the rest of the papers. And what is my future idea is need to be customized. All the algorithms can be customized with the help of our hybridization technique. And if we use regularization framework, we can get more accuracy in our results, and we can get more speed. That is, we can get performance well in advance. So these are all the reference paper I have referred. Thank you for the opportunity given to me.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Now I would like to invite Deepa and her team to present her paper.
I think I'm audible, ma'am. Shall I start, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, good afternoon to one and all. I am here to present a paper on detection of COVID-19 virus, a systematic review on different ways to reach the same destination. I am S. Deepa from Kongi Engineering College, and my guide Dr. S. Shakila from Government Arts College, Trichy. So my paper ID is CS210934. And let me move to the content of my paper. So as an introduction, I have discussed about the coronavirus disease 2019, shortly called as COVID-19. So this is an infectious disease that is caused by SARS-CoV-2. So as we know, it was first detected in December 2019 in Wuhan, China, and it is rapidly spreading to each and every country where the second and third wave are going on in a severe stage. Currently, very little we know about the virus mutation patterns and the possibility of reinfection and how far it will affect our health and in a long-term pattern. So the symptoms of this disease include normal headache, sore throat, cough, fever, and loss of smell or taste. So this disease is transmitted from the person to person by multiple means, including vomiting, droplets, and so on. So India has stood relatively strong in fighting against this COVID-19 with a strategy test, track, and treat. So there are different methods of testing for tracing this COVID-19 infection rapidly and efficiently. So what's my problem statement means, among the different methods, the peoples are having a lot of confusions which test to be chosen and which will identify this COVID-19 accurately. So just a survey or review of the different types of COVID test methods I have done in my paper. So COVID-19, which is an infectious disease and that cause severe respiratory illness, it will affect different peoples in different ways, and the infected people will have a mild to moderate symptom and there may not be any need for hospitalization. So nowadays, due to the population count of India, most of the people who are having a mild or moderate symptoms are going for self-quarantine because there are no beds in hospitals and we have suffered a lot. So this COVID-19 has caused serious illness in older people in the first wave and the middle-aged people in the second wave. And
the scientists have identified and they are telling that it will affect the kids in the third wave. So the people who are having chronic health problems like BP, heart problems, kidney disease, or diabetics, cancer, etc., should be more careful to protect themselves from COVID-19. So what is the need for the R means we should not let our health take a backseat. So we should go for a regular test. If we are having a doubt, then we should go for a test. So testing for COVID-19 will identify whether it is a negative or positive of coronavirus disease. So it is important we can only get the right treatment or go for self-quarantine only when we know whether we are contracted with coronavirus or not. So the basic common symptoms are dry cough, fever, fatigue, headache, body ache, loss of smell and taste, vomiting, sore throat, and so on. So basically, there are three different types of tests that are available for identification of coronavirus contraction. Molecular test, which we commonly call RT-PCR, that is mostly happening in our country. Next one is COVID-19 antigen test, and third one is antibody test. So this molecular RT-PCR test. So this molecular test is a method of testing used to identify the presence of virus in the sample directly. So this will detect the virus RNA, which is the genetic material of the original coronavirus. So the first step here is to convert this RNA to DNA using an enzyme known as reverse transcriptase. So this PCR test will detect the DNA, and hence we are calling this as RT-PCR. So this is also known as diagnostic test and nucleic acid amplification test. So how the sample is taken here in RT-PCR means we know this is happening in our area also. A nostril or throat swab sample will be taken and the result will be given within 1 or 2 days. And the results are at most accurate and they have high sensitivity and specificity. So this test helps the diagnosis of active coronavirus infection. So if the virus is present, then the test result will be positive. So, but a negative test does not mean that you cannot be infected. Okay, you might have taken the test in the early days. So what is the next type of test is, it is antigen test, COVID-19 antigen test. So rapid antigen test, RAT. So it gives the result faster than the molecular test and it will detect the viral protein antigens present on the virus surface from the sample that is taken from the nose. So it helps to identify the antigens that are related to COVID-19. So it will take just 15 to 30 minutes to give the result, and it have low sensitivity and it may produce false negative result. So most of the time, and it is not widely accepted for clinical diagnosis of COVID-19. So how the samples will be taken means, as usual, either the nasal or throat swab will be taken and it will be delivered in 1 hour or just 15 to 13 minutes. So it will be accurate, and if it is a positive, however, the testing result might, if it is a negative, then it should be reconfirmed using molecular test. That is the RT-PCR test that we have seen as a first type. So these tests help in diagnosing active coronavirus in the sample, and in some cases, it might miss an active virus infection when we compare it with the RT-PCR test. So RT-PCR test is accurate, but it is a little more costly. It may cost nearly 2,000 to 3,000. But here, antigen test, it costs just 400 to 500 rupees. So the third test is COVID-19 antibody test. So this antibody test, it is also known as serological test, serology test. So it is a screening test which is used for checking COVID-19 antibodies in our blood. So it will help us to identify whether we are previously infected with the virus that causes COVID-19.
So the antibody test does not look for active virus, but checks whether your immune system has responded to the infection. Sometimes in our home, we might not be the carrier of coronavirus or SARS-CoV-2 virus, but someone in our family itself, they may be the carrier, and there may be more antibodies in their body created, and their immune system might have started to work, and it might have created the antibody, and they might not have been affected with COVID-19. That is asymptotic indication will be there. Okay, but the one who does not have a strong immune system will get affected with the first person who was the carrier. Okay, so here how the sample is taken means it is tested with the help of the blood sample, and the result will be given in the same day or within 3 days. So sometimes a second COVID-19 antibody test might be needed for more accurate result. So it helps to find out whether we are infected with the virus in the past, and whether our body have antibodies to fight against COVID-19. Okay, so what this antibody test does not show means it does not show whether there is an active virus in our body that causes COVID-19 infection. So it costs just 500 to 600 rupees. And what is actually antibody test means, it will be conducted to detect the presence of antibodies. The positive result indicate that the person was already exposed to COVID-19, and his immune system has developed antibodies to fight against the virus. So it does not identify the active COVID-19 virus. Okay, so that is a drawback here. And so there is a need to go for antibody test when we are in an idea to go for vaccination. If our family member are got infected with COVID-19 and we are not infected means, then it is better to go for antibody test and check whether antibody was already created or not, and then we can go for vaccination. Because once if antibody is created and it is active in our body means, going for vaccination will not be fruitful. Okay, so when we can seek the medical help for COVID-19 means, when a person have insignificant symptoms like cough and fever, then they can go for an online checkup with the doctor, and by providing the record particular symptoms correctly. So you can quarantine yourself in a separate room, and you want to avoid using common bathrooms. We should take hot food, and there is no need for visit to a doctor in person. So self-isolation is better for forthcoming 2 weeks. So we should not ignore whenever a fever increases, or when we feel breathless, or mental confusion, or bloaters. So these are all the symptoms that indicates us there is a need for medical help, immediate medical help. So what are all the things that are to be kept in mind means, if you have symptoms that is similar to COVID-19, then RT-PCR is better test for diagnosis. If you want to know about the immunity that is developed in our body, then we can go for antibody test. So if you want to go back to our office, our routine work, then we can go for RT-PCR and antibody test. If you want to rule out the COVID-19 infection, then you can travel out of a city or town, then RT-PCR test is referred. So as a conclusion, this study will help the radiology scientist and research community with different tests that can be taken, and it is helpful for the public to decide on what are the different tests available and what is the test that is needed at the point now. So the finest approach is to communicate your next door healthcare provider who will help you directly on testing. So you should follow social distancing, wash your hands regularly, and wear mask regularly. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now let me call the paper ID IT 210903. Author is Ms. Dharni Priya to present a paper on automatic information retrieval system using number plate detection. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Can you hear my voice? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible, ma'am.
Okay. My teammate is Kavya. Okay, I'll share the screen now.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Good
That
morning.
I can.
Okay, you continue.
No, I can't see your screen. Can you share it?
You can't see it.
Yeah.
I'll share it. Give me a second. Can you see it now?
Okay. Yeah. It's
Okay, just a second.
Good afternoon to all.
Interesting.
Myself is Kavya and my team member is Dharni Priya, and we are final year students of Meenakshi Sundararajan Engineering College. And our project is about automatic vehicle information retrieval system using number plate detection. Next slide. Okay, basically ARS is a concept of detecting vehicles information such as owner's name, registration details of the vehicle and vehicle's number plate details and so on. Okay, this is mainly used for detecting the owner's details from a database which have been created with the registration details. The recognition process includes submitting a query and creating a database and extracting characters of the image and compare it with the image in the database, and if both matches, the details of the owner are fetched. Okay, next slide. Okay, how we do is to classify the image which we have captured, we use a neural network model called convolutional neural network model. And to do so, we use OpenCV and machine learning to detect the number plate accuracy. To get the best possible results, we need a large database to do so. Convolutional neural network, talking about it, it's a deep learning network which takes the image that give us.
Okay, I can't hear your voice.
Dharni Priya, you can proceed if she's stuck.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Then I'll continue, Kavya. Just okay. Convolution neural network is a deep learning algorithm wherein the train models, wherein the models are trained and it is kept as a training set. And when we give our input to check the training set, we will compare it with the training set, and it will give us the produce. It will produce us the output.
Dharni Priya, can I continue?
Yeah, please.
Okay. The existing system one basically uses the image classification technique. How it works is the image which we give is classified and the output is generated. The main problem with this is accuracy. It can't differentiate between O and 0, 2s and Z. Like that, it can't differentiate few characters. Next slide. Okay, in the existing system too, the vehicle which violates the traffic rules, number plate are detected, and then by using image classification and convolutional network model, the images, the number plate of the vehicle which violated are being sent to the RTO office for fine generation. The problem with this is this is not much accurate than our project. It is better than the existing system one, but it's not too not generated with some sweet. Okay. The rest will be continued by Dan.
Okay, I will continue with the proposed system of our project. In our project, we have the we have obtained the details of the vehicles following through 4-step process. So initially what we will do, we will give the input as a video format. It may be a recorded video or a live video. Once we give the input of the recorded video into our system, it will automatically use image processing technique to track down the vehicle in that video. After tracking down the vehicle, it captures the number plate which is placed in the vehicle at the bottom corner, and it is using the OCR techniques, we localize the number plate in that vehicle. After taking the screenshot of that number plate, we do the image processing techniques using an optical character recognition called Tesseract. And Tesseract is an open source platform, and we use that platform to extract the characters which are present in the number plate. And after extracting the characters, we also compare it with our CNN trained set of modules. We have modules for every alphabet such as from A to Z and numbers 0 to 9. And after comparing with all those CNN models and our trained, which are compared with our extracted characters and our trained models, we get the accurate results from that module. That will be the step 3. And using step 4, we'll use that extracted characters we'll give it in a form of an array as a query. It will be given as a list, sometimes as an array, but it will extract the characters from, it will extract the details from the database very quickly. So the models we have used in this will be data collection, because we have to collect the data for each and every variable. Sometimes different styles of A to Z will be present. So some may be using stickers, and variety of alphabet characters and designs will be used in number plates. So we have to collect all such data collection to train the module. After training the module, we detect the number plate and we have to compare it with the accurate model and to recognize the number which is present in the number plate. After sorry, I'll go back. After getting the characters, we fetch the information through a query. We can use any queries such as MSQL, we can use SQLs, but here in our project we have used database as a Microsoft Access, so that it can use query will be much simpler to extract the characters. And this is our proposed methodology block diagram. So first we have to capture the car image, and then we'll use the image processing techniques to locate the not image processing, Python OpenCV concepts to locate the number plate in that vehicle. After getting the number plate, we use the image processing techniques. They use like segmentation of line, because in a number plate there will be 2 lines of characters. So every new line also is taken as a character for an emission. We have to segment that line and segment the characters, the spaces between them. Sometimes screw is also detected, no? So we have to segment it and remove them from the query so that it won't affect the database. We can fetch the information database from the database. So while comparing and recognizing, sometimes our characters maybe get confused with zeros and O's and some similar characters 2 and Z and all. So we have to do an comparison through Tesseract, and if it is similar, we will use the edge features technology using the CNN model, and we will retrieve the owner's information retrieval. Our architecture diagram is the same that I have explained before. Here we have used the OCR concept. For OCR, we use the open platform called Tesseract. And this will be our results which are produced by using the CNN module. And compared to other technologies, since we have used CNN, the training and validation security are almost 91% of losses happen. Accuracy is of 91%, and the loss is very minimum. So in our database, we have stored the registration details such as number of the vehicle, date of the vehicle number registered, and owner's name, owner's address, and mobile number. So the minimum requirements of a software to run on a platform is 4 GB RAM size and hard disk of 80 GB capacity. And the platform we have used to run develop this software is Anaconda Spider for Python. And this will be our implementation. once we get the screenshot of the number plate, we will produce a class list, and inside the class list we have our vehicle number, name, address, and phone number, date of the vehicle. So this is another snapshot of our proposed system. So what is actually our advantages of our proposed system is that the number plate characters are calculated very accurately, and high performance is used in this system. Since we are using Python and OpenCV, we can expect the video size can be of any length. And CNN also allows us to extract the characters accurately. The time taken for the retrieval of information is always less than one record per minute, 1 second per record. So we have used this project to find the hit and run cases, and sometimes during our polls, what we'll call that, some toll booth, yeah. So instead of toll booth and all, we can use this project to extract the number plate, and we can check whether the vehicle is authorized or unauthorized, and it can be used in many other services. Okay, so from we have used actually CNN, but in future we can also use the upcoming technologies such as AI and ML to extract the features of the characters. So these are the references of our project, and thank you all. Any doubts?
Kavya,
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
Yes,
Can you implement your research project in real-time application?
yes, ma'am. We have implemented it, and we are getting accurate results, ma'am.
Okay. What about the distance calculations between the vehicles?
We didn't actually use we didn't actually go to that parameter. What we have done is, when we give a car image move in the video, it will detect the car and it will locate the number plate which is at the bottom of that car. So
Okay,
the
fine.
distance doesn't
What
matter.
are what are the parameters you have achieved in your project?
So we have improve the accuracy and efficiency, and the light quality also. Sometimes the vehicles may be in the night time and the image won't be clear, but since we are using the OCR to Tesseract to as OCR platform, we can brighten the image and extract the characters through background subtraction and other things.
Okay. Good, Kavya. Good presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Now, may I invite the paper ID CS210919. The authors are Mr. Gaurav Bharat Kumar and Professor G. Appa Rao to present a paper on a survey on big data analytics.
May I start, madam?
Yes, sir, you can start
Hello.
presenting.
May I start? Thank you very much. Are you able to see the presentation? Are you able to see the presentation?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, thank you very much. Myself, Gaurav Bharat Kumar. I am a research scholar in Geetam Deemed to be University, Vizag, under the esteemed guidance of Professor G. Appa Rao Garu. Before I will start, first of all, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to present my survey on big data analytics in the international conference. Thank you very much for accepting my paper. Okay, now in today's my agenda is actually my research is related to the big data analytics. In this paper, actually I am first year as a research scholar, and this is the first year for me. So that's why I am choosing the domain as big data analytics. In this, I am studied about the data pre-processing concepts. So in today's my agenda is how to move day by day. What is the evaluation of technology? Next, here I am included some introduction of big data analytics, 5 V's of big data. What are the research concepts, present research topics available in the big data? What are the tools and softwares we are using? After that, here I am considered 10 literature survey papers. Based on that, here I am included the what are the research gaps in those papers. So finally, conclusion. Now I will start the evaluation of technology. Day by day we are moving from one technologies to very advanced technologies. Actually, 10 15 years back we are using normal telephone. Now we are using the Android mobiles. At the long ago we are using the desktops. Now we are using only the clouds. Okay, like that. And now we are using the smart cars. In every day we are creating around 2.5 quintillion bytes of data. Wherever we will move, definitely our data is stored in the databases. Suppose we will go to shopping also, definitely with the help of cameras, definitely those cameras are read our images and definitely capture the data. So that's why every day, whatever either social networks or real-time applications, every day we are creating 2.5 quintillion bytes of data. So here quintillion means around 10 to the power of 18 bytes. This is not a small amount of data. Actually, a huge repository of data is generated each day from various sources like social media, banking sectors, hospitality data. So definitely we want here, definitely here we will consider some factors regarding the privacy security. So in privacy point of view, we are using the that means in big data analytics we are using, we will consider some factors. What those factors? Accuracy, completeness, consistency, timeliness, believability, interpretability. Definitely we will consider these factors at the time of privacy or security. So moving to the introduction about big data analytics. mm, Maybe today's big, maybe tomorrow's normal. Sorry, tomorrow's normal, today's big, maybe tomorrow's normal. Because in the last 10 years, before 10 years ago, maximum we will use for person average 0.5 GB data. That much of data is also very sufficient for every user. But in today's daily life, each and every person maintains at least 1.5 GB data. So that means on an average, definitely each and every person uses in 0.75 at least data. So in this case, definitely we want large large clouds also. So actually in this my aim is here my aim is to study about the what are the recent research concepts in the big data analytics. So in this point of view, definitely in my point of view, I will consider only large amount of data. In this point of view, how to clean those data, how to integrate those data, how to reduction, what is the data reduction, how to transformation. These actually these major tasks in data processing for the privacy and security point of view. So this is small information about the big data analytics. Now we will move to the 5 V's of big data. Definitely data will be calculated in form of 5 V's here. Here the first one is volume. Here the data is we will calculate it in the form of bits, bytes, kilobytes, megabytes, gigabyte, terabyte, like that. So that's why in our, definitely at the time of big data or data mining, data warehousing, we will calculate the data in terms of volume. Okay, so here please observe the diagram also day by day from 2009 to 2019. So wherever we will move from one place to another. So around now, please observe the exabytes of data here in the y-axis. So uh, daily we are using this much of amount of data. So suppose what is the meaning of volume here? So volume means data representation, data at rest. Suppose we will consider the hospitality data. Because data in many forms, maybe that is in the structured data, semi-structured data, unstructured data. So structured means already every person will be identified because the structured data is available in form of simple table format. Semi-structured means that is in the form of XML, JavaScript, Java markup, sorry, hypertext markup languages. Maximum 85 to 90% of the data present, 85 to 90% of the data is available in the form of only unstructured data, because in the security point of view, every social network or everything, banking sectors, you will consider any data, definitely that is in the form of maximum 85 to 90% of the data is in the available in the form of unstructured data. Because why we are maintaining the unstructured data, because of privacy and security point of view. Unstructured data formats are like in images format or audio video formats. Okay, so this is the different types of data available in the market. So suppose we will consider the already we will consider the hospital example. So the variety is related to the hospital data is stored in the form of Excels, X-ray formats, log formats. Okay, so now I will move to the third V, that is velocity. So velocity means simply the data in motion format. Okay, so here please observe the image also, mainframe to client or server frame, internet, mobile, social network data. Okay, data is not present in each and every second, the data is moving on, so that is related to the velocity. So here in the hospital point of view, we will consider the velocity as patient records, test results. Those are the examples of velocity. Now I will move to the fourth V, that is value. Value means data in terms of money. So here we will use the mechanism to bring the correct meaning out of the data. Suppose we will consider the hospitality data, in that value is related to disease detection, better treatment, reduced cost. Those are related to the value. Now the fifth type of V is related to veracity. So veracity means definitely data in doubt, inconsistency. Definitely at the point of view data, we will maintain the accuracy. That is very important, because nowadays we are using so many data pre-processing techniques for the accuracy, data cleaning, data integration, data reduction, data transformation. Those techniques are simple data pre-processing techniques. So this is the information about 5 V's of big data. Now I will identify the big data analytics research concepts are information management. These 15 research topics are related to the big data analytics. That means the domains available in the big data analytics: information management, business analytics, deduplication, pattern detection, data integrity and quality, data transformation, legal and regularity issues and governance, heterogeneity and incompleteness, data privacy and ethics, and so on. So not only these concepts we are merged with any advanced technology like machine learning, artificial intelligence, okay, neural networks, deep learning, because each and every advanced concept, each and every researcher definitely communicate with the databases, data sets. That's why complete data set is important for every researcher. That's why in my research I will consider the imputation techniques. So that means I am actually I am not started until now. My research is going on the missing values. Suppose we will consider one small data set, definitely we will identify the missing values, because all the data is not completed in the data set. Suppose we will move to the hospital, in that we will collect some data. So some patients are not like to mention their addresses, to mention their Aadhaar card numbers, to mention their phone numbers. Definitely in that place empty is available. In that situation, researchers or any persons take the data from the hospital, so that is not give the exact conclusions for the researchers. So that's why my research is starting with the missing values. Actually missing values means imputation. So incomplete data. So now I am using the imputation techniques. With the help of imputation technique, now I will find out the missing values, how to replace those missing values. Okay, so I will find out. Actually, here I mentioned 15 different research topics in the big data. In that, suppose we will consider the information management. In that, the sub concepts are also available. In the information management, we will go from big data computation platforms, big data computation, big data storage, like that. Suppose we will consider the business analytics. In that, we will research on the descriptive analysis, predictive analysis, prescriptive analytics, like that. Suppose we will consider the data privacy and ethics. In that, also we will consider any social networks, like that. Okay, so here I will consider some major concepts and subtopics here. So what are the tools and softwares are available? Suppose we will consider any research. Suppose we will pick any research concept. What are the tools available? So here I mentioned around 10 different tools for the big data analytics tools. These 10 tools are related to the big data analytics tools. These are helpful for to storing the data and to retrieve the data. For privacy also, these tools are provide the privacy also. So here some tools and softwares are Hadoop. Already a lot of persons know about the Hadoop, because actually in this I am identified the gap as it is a handful of firms have achieved improvement. So this is the gap identified in this particular concept. Here my future, suppose in this paper I will any proposed method, that is definitely here we will rectify the inconsistency. Okay, suppose we will consider the second title, that is a platform oriented business and data analytics digital ecosystem. Here I'm identified this gap, so we will move to this future work. Okay, so and so on. Here I am identified around, here I am considered around 10 papers only. Okay, so based on these 10 papers, actually here I am selected my research as title 7. Okay, size and improved missing data imputation technique. Actually this is the paper published in the Scopus Index Journal, December 2020. Okay, that means only 5 months back this paper is published in the Scopus. Based on this paper I will move to what is the future work. Actually size, here the size stands for simple imputation chain equation. In this they are using the hybrid technology. Actually here in my research, my aim is to identify the missing values, how to rectify the missing values. Suppose we will consider the some data, 10 tuples of data. In that definitely we will identify the missing values. Now my aim is how to rectify, how to identify what is the data available in that missing place with the help of all other data. Already 10 papers are 10 techniques are used, but actually this is the latest paper. In this the other say that only 12% of accuracy maintained. Actually he is used a lot of, he is considered a lot of data sets, and he is around considered 15 data sets. he considered one hybrid inheritance. Actually, in the object-oriented programming language, we have a facility inheritance. One object can acquire all the properties here. So with the help of hybrid inheritance, he proposed one method. So with the help of that method also, he identified he will maintain only the 12% accuracy. But 12% accuracy is very negligible because 88% inconsistency. So that's why here I am considered at least 50% accuracy. My aim is at least maintain the 50% accuracy. So based on that, here I will consider my research paper as related to the missing data. In this point of view, definitely I will consider the factors. Definitely I will consider the factors as accuracy, completeness, consistency, timeliness, believability, interpretability, all these under the considerations. Definitely I hope next 3 or 4 years I am completed my PhD. Definitely at least 50% of accuracy to identify the missing values. Okay, so based on those 10 papers here, I am identified different research gaps, how to rectify these gaps. Okay, this is the information now I am projected here. Okay, thank you very much for accepting my paper. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to present my survey paper here. Thank you very much, madam.
Yeah, sir. You did lot of survey
Hello.
regarding in big data.
Yes, madam. This is very small amount of survey, madam. Actually, mentioned only 10 minutes time. That's why I am reducing the number of slides here, madam.
Yes, sir. My question is, how would you transform unstructured data into structured data?
Madam, unstructured data into
Structured data. Is any tool or a software is available for big data to transform structure into unstructured data?
Definitely, madam. Here we have some tools are available. Actually, unstructured, that is regarding to the data transformation. Here we have the facilities. Normalization facility is also available here, madam. Normalization, data discretization, and concept hierarchy generation techniques are. With the help of these techniques, definitely we will convert the unstructured to structured data, madam.
Okay, sir. Do you prefer good data or good model?
Madam?
Do you prefer good data or
Sorry?
good model? Because do you prefer good data or good model? Because there's a lot of data are available in each and every day, but model is what there is a n number of softwares are available for big data, right? That is called Hadoop and HDFC, like that. So, do you prefer good data
Yes,
or good model for good model? Why?
Definitely we will consider, we will prefer all these, madam. Definitely we will consider the good data and good models, because here we will find out the good data sets. So that's why we will consider all these as our factors.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam.
Now may I invite Ms. Kirtana and her team to present her paper on rice quality analysis using edge detection algorithm.
Good afternoon to everyone. My teammate is Mercy Shantirani. Ma'am, shall you make Mercy as a presenter? She's going to share the screen. Yeah, good afternoon to everyone present here. Myself, Keetna, I'm pursuing my CSE degree in Loyola Institute of Technology. My teammate is Mercy Shantirani. We are doing a research in rice quality analysis using edge detection algorithm. Next slide. The main aim of the paper is to analyze the quality of the rice using the edge detection algorithm. Next slide. The objective of the method is to get the maximum quality of the rice by using the image processing techniques and machine learning algorithms.
Picture.
Ma'am?
We cannot see you. Turn on your camera.
Okay, ma'am. So the main objective of the paper is to provide the maximum quality of the rice. If we prefer the previous method, means that it require more time and more cost. So by using the image processing technique and machine learning algorithms, we can detect it by minimum cost and in minimum time also. So here we are using this image processing techniques and machine learning algorithm. Next slide. The problem statement is evaluation of the rice quality is done manually in this previous methods. So it depends upon fully it depends upon the technician who is getting the quality. So it's also a time consuming one, and it will be varying by the technician moods itself. Because if the technician is not feeling well, means he can't able to concentrate in the work, so the quality will not come in a proper way also. So for this the difficulties, we are here using the automatic method for analyzing the quality of the rice. And here what is the characteristics we are using, means we are using some physical and chemical characters to analyze the quality of the rice. The physical qualities in the sense the shape, chalkiness, whiteness, milling degree also, and the chemical characters insist of gelatinization, temperature, and the gel consistency of the rice. So by this we will give the quality of the rice. Next slide. In the existing system, they used the RGB and HSI method for analyze the quality of the rice. And in that method, they take the picture and they will split it into the cubical ones, and after that they will analyze the quality of the rice. So here, next slide. What is the limitation in the existing means, as I said already, the mood of the technician is the most difficulties we are facing in the manual method, and also it's a time consuming and cost consuming method. Next one. In our proposal system, rice is the most using grain in the southern part and northern part all over the India. So we, if we get any difficulties in detecting the quality, means it will be a drawback for us also. So for this, an automated system is introduced which can be used for the analyzing the quality of the rice grain, and we will give the what's that price updation also. So first in this process we will capture the image by a camera. We won't want to get a high quality camera. Normal mobile camera is enough with the sufficient lights. So we will take the images and we will get into a pre-processing technique. Here in the pre-processing techniques we will use some RGB to black and gray, that methods we will use. After that filtering will happen, then we will segment it into features, and then edge detection was performed for more accurate images. After that the morphological features are extracted from the image, and it will be given to the machine learning algorithm, and we will get a output. Next one.
The advantages is it's reduce manual work and it will predict, updation of the cost, and it will analyze the quality of the rice. Next one. This is the architecture diagram of the paper. In this first, as I said already, first we will accuse the image. First we will take an image and we will get into a pre-processing stage. There we will remove the noises and blurriness of the images. After that we will identify which area of the rice we are going to extract the futures. After that, future extraction and future analysis will be happen. Then we will set a threshold value for the futures, and we will grade the rice according to the threshold value. After that, we will classify it into a high quality and low quality and medium quality of the rice. Next one. Next one will be continued by my teammate, Mercy Shantirani.
In our project, 5 modules: image acquisition, pre-processing, training, feature extraction, and price updation. In image acquisition, first step, this is the first module. Different variety of rices are collected, and the samples are captured by high quality camera using adequate light. And the rice kernel size is an important aspect. So proper placement of rice grain is a key point of this module of image
Mercy, turn
acquisition.
on your camera, please.
Ma'am, I used my laptop to join, ma'am. No webcam is there.
Okay.
And this is the sample output for the image acquisition. And second module is pre-processing. Pre-processing is nothing but enhance the image. We were captured the captured image, resizing the image and converting RGB to gray model, and remove the noises of the image, and removing the noises means it converting binary images. And image acquisition image, and this one is the pre-processed image. In the pre-processed images are binary image. It is only black and white color. And third module is training. In this module, the machines are trained by using machine learning techniques. Using edge detection algorithm, we detect the rice sizes and the shapes. And this one is the threshold values. We giving values to machines for train them. And the feature extraction. Feature extraction is the process of extracting a relevant shape and information from the pattern. In this process, input sample rices are matched with the trained pattern, and using shape, size, and color will be tested against our model. And this is the feature extracting image. And module 5, after predicting the systems, using threshold values, classify the images using threshold values. It classify low, normal, and high quality. If normal means it is the low cost rice, and middle means it is the high quality, medium quality rice, and medium cost, and the high quality means it is the high level cost rice. Based on that quality, we updated the rice cost. And this is the screenshot for our project output. And this one is the original image. After pre-processed image, it converts to binary image, and filtered image means removing the noise and enhance the image, and finally using it edge it detect the quality of the rice. And this is the graph for comparison for accurate prediction and actual output. Thank you, ma'am.
Mercy.
Ma'am,
As you said, threshold value is calculated in your project. On what basis threshold value is evaluated?
shapes and colors, ma'am.
Okay, is this fixed or which means is this fixed or a dynamic? The value, threshold value.
Fixed, ma'am.
If your data set is suffering from high variance because you take a sample of rice, so if your data set is suffering from high variancy, how would you handle it?
Ma'am, it will vary according to it, ma'am.
Any algorithm for high
No, ma'am.
variancy calculation?
No, ma'am.
Only edge detection algorithm is enough.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you everyone for sharing your valuable thoughts and ideas on various different topics on the emerging trends. We really appreciate your effort and hard work in preparing these wonderful presentations. We wish you all a very good luck for your future works. Now I have a little announcement to make. The feedback forms will be provided at the validatory function later at 6:30 p.m. So we would like to request all of you to attend the validatory function without fail. The best paper will be announced too, so don't miss out the validatory function at 6:30 p.m. The links will be in your email, so please do check it out and join the validatory function at 6:30 p.m. Gratitude is not in the words, but in the heart which expresses it. I would now like to welcome Dr. Rehas Rashmi Pavitra, Assistant Professor, Department of IT, to deliver the oath of thanks.
Good evening all. The essence of all beautiful artists' gratitude. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Almighty Lord for His abundant blessings. On behalf of all, it's my privilege to purpose vote of gratitude on this special moment. I would like to express our profound gratitude to our founder, correspondent, administrator, principal, HOD, and all faculty members for making this conference a grand success. Once again, I thank all of your sincere cooperations. Thank you. Thank you all. Kamar.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our session. Thank you all for making time in your busy schedules to join us here this afternoon. It's been a pleasure to host this event, and good luck, guys. Have a great day ahead. And don't forget about the validatory function. Thank you.